What's up, HC Nation? Hey, today I'm going to be talking about, on this Tutorial Tuesday, how to lose Historical Conquest. Now, we always focus on how to win, but there's always questions about what happens to make you lose the game. So, now there are a few ways of losing the game. So, instead of just winning from world domination or getting your morale to 3,000 points, focusing on the way to lose, if your morale, say your morale's up here, you're getting close to 3,000 points, you're going to win. On the other hand, if someone has their morale below zero, because you can actually go negative in your morale, if you get to negative 2,000 morale points, you automatically lose the game completely. Now, that's just one way of losing the game. There's three ways. The second one is, say my opponent attacks me, I have less defense than they have attack, I have to lose someone to the discard. Right? That's how we say it every time. Then they attack a second time. Another person goes to the discard. Libya would be my only land. So I have no more other lands. That's the only land I have. If my opponent takes that land, they then win the game. So in retrospect, I lost the game because I lost my last land. Now, I don't get to pull more cards out. As soon as I lose that last land, game's over with. As soon as I get to negative 2,000 morale points, game's over with. But there's also one other way. And this is, say, I guess there's four ways. Say if somebody used attacked me with the event Chernobyl. Chernobyl wipes out a whole country. So that country would actually go to my discard. Instead of going to my opponent, it go to the discard. Nobody's on it. I have no more lands. I lose the game. So that's three. Fourth way is this card right here, the House of Representatives. And there are a few cards, I think there's actually two cards just like this with different abilities but the same idea. This one says if your opponent's morale falls below zero for 2 rounds, so if you went below zero and this card was in play, if your opponent plays the Senate card, falls below zero for 2 rounds, you win. So if my opponent was playing that card, they played that card, and I went below 200 points. Sorry, if I went below zero, so if I went negative, automatically they would win the game. I'd have to go for 2 rounds. So basically, on the 3rd round, I lose the game if I couldn't raise my morale up to the positive. But at the same time, as I'm playing, if I play the U.S. Senate card, or actually it just says the Senate card. So it could be the U.S. Senate. It could also be the Roman Senate. If I play a Senate card, it makes this null and void. So this card has no more power over it. So those are 4 ways of losing the game. 1, going negative to 2,000 points. If I hit negative 2,000 points, I lose the game. If I lose my last land, I lose the game. If my land is hit with Chernobyl and that's the only land I have, I lost the game. Or if someone plays the U.S. House of Representatives, and I go negative for 2 rounds or more, which means on the 3rd round, I lose the game. So I'm not trying to be negative on this. These are all ways to lose the game. So make sure your morale gets above 0. Keep it above 0. Make sure you have multiple lands. So this is a strategy. Make sure you have multiple lands. You don't just stick with one. Someone wipes out that one land, they're gone with. They're done with. Also, make sure that when you're playing the game and you have a land, if you can make sure that you have at least 3 people in each land, I mean, it could be someone with like 10-10 in their strength and defense, but that 10-10, it's one card they have to get rid of before attacking or before taking your land from you. So the more cards you have in each land, the more time it's going to take to whittle it down until there's nobody left so they can take that land. So hopefully this helps. So keep your morale up, keep your lands occupied, and keep finding new lands. If you do that, you won't have any problem staying alive until somebody hits the 3,000, because as long as you have land, they're not going to beat you at world domination. So there's my strategy for this Tutorial Tuesday, and it comes from the thanks to Teddy in Oklahoma for giving this. They actually have a co-op which is super successful in hosting a class for historical conquest. So my hat tip to you. Thank you so much for doing that. Thank you so much for your question. Catch you guys later. Take care. Bye. If you have any comments or questions, add them to the comments below. Otherwise, we'll see you tomorrow actually. Take care. Bye.